Here on the channel, I have received so many questions surrounding the cost of living. So today's video looks a little bit different, but I have been on the ground in Paraguay for the last month. And throughout that time, I have seen various different prices throughout local markets all the way up to the premium supermarkets. So I've taken some videos of these supermarkets for you of the prices that you can find when you come to Paraguay. So first, before we dive into those prices, I'm going to dive into this website right here. This is a cost of living comparison, Numbeo.com. So we're going to be comparing Asuncion in Paraguay, where I am today, and where you're going to see the footage in this video with the prices from, to Los Angeles in California. Now, Los Angeles is, of course, a more expensive city in the US. However, if you are from the US or any Western country, you will likely have a good idea of the average cost of living in Los Angeles and how that compares to where you live. So take this with a grain of salt, compare Los Angeles to where you currently live, and then compare that prices to Asuncion, which I have traveled in many, many different countries and cities over the last year and a half throughout South America. And Paraguay is not the absolute lowest, but it is definitely not the highest. I would say is pretty mid-range. So let's dive into what you can expect. So a meal at an inexpensive restaurant here in Paraguay is going to run you $4.10, which does sound about right at an inexpensive restaurant. It'll be about 25 US dollars in US in Los Angeles. So next up, we have a meal for two people at a mid-range three-course restaurant, 23 US dollars. That is definitely accurate. I was just at one of these restaurants the other day at a really beautiful pasta place, and the bill ended up coming to about 40 US dollars for a pizza, pasta, and two drinks. So this is pretty average, and you are looking at 120%, a 402% difference from Asuncion to Los Angeles. If you live in a Western country, this is probably just blowing your mind. So a meal at McDonald's, we have 478. That's about accurate. They don't have the fish burger in most countries, actually, in Latin America or in any that I have experienced. That's the only thing I eat from McDonald's. So I wouldn't know the prices of McDonald's too much. $12 in the US. Okay. Domestic beer. And later on in this video, I'm going to have some footage of the beer when I was just the other day at the supermarket in Paraguay and the prices. Domestic beer, we have 10,000 Guarani, 1.37 USD compared to $8 in LA. Almost 500% difference. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, let's go to looking at a fresh loaf of bread. At the market, 76 cents, 5,000 Guarani. That's definitely right. I would say 5 to 8,000 probably. If you want some cheese on top, maybe you're looking 9 or 10,000 compared to, okay, 30, almost 40,000 Guarani in LA, which is just over $5 USD. All right, so you can take a look at the prices here on the screen. Pretty interesting cost comparison. I would say these prices are about average. You might find a little bit more like the bread, for example. That's probably the lowest price loaf of bread that you're going to find for 5,000 Guarani at the stores, but pretty standard pricing. Bottle of water. I just bought this right here, this 5-liter bottle of no gas water today, actually, from the Pedidos Ya delivery on the app. And it cost me 8,000 Guarani. So let's see, 8,000 do we have? So probably, yeah, 8,400. So that was $1.15 for 5 liters of water delivered to my house from the supermarket. So probably there was a little bit of an upcharge there for the delivery, which is fine. All right, transport. One thing I will say about transport in Asuncion, Ubers are extremely affordable. Bolts are not the safest. There is Uber and Bolt. Bolts are probably not the safest. A lot of the time, the license plate that's in the app and their actual vehicle license plate does not match. So I personally never take Bolts. I don't think it's very safe. Nobody knows what car I'm in and what the license plate is. Ubers are a little bit more expensive, but extremely affordable. You're paying anywhere from 12,000 Guarani at the lowest, and that is about a 10-12 minute ride for 12,000 Gurani. I took an hour Uber ride and it cost me about 25,000 Gurani, which is pretty wild. So here's 22,000 to get a comparison. So that's $3 US. So not too much more for a 1 hour Uber. All right, let's keep looking. So utilities, monthly basic utilities, we have electricity, heating, cooling, water, and garbage. Here is $57 US compared to $240 US in LA. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. So from this, I highly recommend heading on this website. It will be linked below if you want to do a cost comparison of any city. You can choose any city in the world. I have just chosen these two, and I'm going to insert some footage from the supermarket so that you can actually see the prices. These were in Big and Super Says, which are the biggest supermarkets and the most popular supermarkets that you will find here in Paraguay. So let's dive into that so you can see what those prices on the ground are like. Here is my delivery grocery shop. I will tell you the prices of everything. They didn't give me the receipt, unfortunately, but I wrote down the prices. So these are the limes that I purchased. The limes were 5,800 Gurani, which is the currency they use here. They look, some of them are ripe. I don't know. I think this is an orange. I don't know what's happening with that. I also got these bananas. So these bananas were 6,500 Gurani, and I was hoping to make a smoothie, but clearly this one's super cold. Clearly that won't be happening anytime soon, so hopefully they do ripen. Sometimes for some strange reason they don't. I just got one apricot, and this was 7,300 Gurani, so maybe a little bit expensive. It was more expensive than all of these limes, but I like apricots. I definitely would have gotten more, except it is so hot outside, and so I don't want to walk to the store, so I just kind of order things in general. I think all of this cost me 127,000, I believe, somewhere around that. I really wanted something mint, so I got a mint chocolate bar, and this was 15,000 Gurani. And these are really awesome. I discovered this the other day. I've never seen it in stores. I only saw it online, and it's rice and falafel balls in like a tomato sauce. So you just put it in hot water and then heat it up, and it was really, really good. So both of these were 52,000 Gurani for both of them. And then I got some all natural peanut butter. I had peanut butter before and it was just full of sugar, so I got rid of it. And this is natural peanut butter. This one cost me 21,000 Gurani. And then I got a pretty big water. It is 5 liters of water, and this was 8,200 Gurani. So I think all of that was around 127,000. It is definitely more than the supermarket because of delivery, but let me know in the comments. I'm super curious how this more expensive grocery shop, to be fair, compares to your grocery shopping back home.